Okay, Assalamualaikum. Alright, this is my teaching video on the respiratory system. I will focus on the mechanics of breathing. Okay, the mechanics of breathing of inspiration or expiration or inhalation when we breathe in. Okay, so the breathing started when the ribs and sternum moved by the external intercostal muscles. So the diaphragm will contract, flattening toward the abdomen. So it will move inferiorly. Okay, it will move inferiorly, go down. Right, so these actions will expand the thoracic cage, resulting expanding the lungs. So our lungs become bigger. Okay, when our lungs become bigger, the air within has more space to fill. That means the pressure within the lungs will decrease. So, when the pressure in the lung is less than the outside, so the air will rushes into the lungs to reduce this pressure difference. And then we have forced breathing or forced inspiration. So this happens when the scalenus, and sternocleidomastoid muscles on the neck and the pectorals in the chest help raise the ribs even more than during the regular breathing. Okay, that means we are forcing the breathing harder. Okay. Alright, back to the mechanics of breathing of inspiration. Okay, again, I will start with the inspiratory muscles, the external intercostal muscle here, the external intercostal muscle. Okay, contract, so the diaphragm descends or flattening down. Okay, it moves inferiorly during contraction and the lungs expand. So the rib cage rises. Okay, the thoracic cavity volume increases. When the lungs are stretched, the intrapulmonary volume increases. That means the pressure inside the lungs increase. Okay, and when the intrapulmonary pressure drops to -1 mercury, the air will flow into the lungs down its pressure until the intrapulmonary pressure becomes zero. So when the pressure becomes zero, uh, the the air has already filled in enough in our lungs. So that is the mechanics of breathing during inspiration. Okay, now the mechanics of breathing during expiration or exhalation. Okay, it actually vice versa of the inspiration. Okay, the opposite. The diaphragm will relaxes and returns to its normal upward position. Remember just now during the inspiration, our diaphragm moved inferiorly. Now when we exhale, this diaphragm will move superiorly. So the external intercostal muscle relax, the ribs and sternum lower back into their resting positions. So this elastic nature of the lung tissue causes it to recoil to its resting size. And this happens resulting increases the pressure in the thorax, so the air will force out of the lungs. Okay, and then we also have the forced breathing of the expiration. So the forced breathing happens when the internal intercostal muscles pull the ribs down, assisted by the latissimus dorsi and quadratus lumborum muscles. Okay, this is the explanation on the expiration, the sequence of events starting when the inspiratory muscles relax, so the diaphragm will rises, okay, rib cage descends due to recoil of the costal cartilages, so the thoracic cavity volume will decreases. The elastic lungs recoil, okay, recoil means it back to its normal size, okay, and then it will result in intrapulmonary volume decreases. So the intrapulmonary pressure rises at +1 mercury, Okay, the air flows out of the lungs down to its pressure gradient until the intrapulmonary pressure is 0. Okay, so it's the opposite process from the inspiration just now. Okay, and last one is the non-respiratory air movement. Okay, this is the activity that result from reflex activity, but some are produced voluntarily. Okay, the air movements, but is still called as non-respiratory. Okay, because it involves some air movements. Okay, for example, coughing, sneezing, crying. Okay, crying and laughing involve emotional induced mechanism. So it needs emotional to induce that non-respiratory air movement. Okay, and then yawning, hiccuping, snoring. Okay, these are the examples of non-respiratory air movements. Right. Okay, that's all from me. The simple explanation from the topic respiratory system. Okay, till we meet again. Thank you.